Okay, start again. Hey guys, we're here in the Bon Appetit test kitchen today, and we're going to use natural dyes to decorate mini cakes and holiday cookies. So one of the benefits to using natural dyes is that you don't get all of the preservatives and artificial coloring that might come in some of the traditional dyes. So some of the things that we like to use in Healthyish Kitchen is beet juice along with matcha powder. They make great colors for holidays, and you can really mix it in until you get the desired color that you guys like. So we're gonna get started here with the beet juice today. So just add a little bit of the beet juice at a time. It has a very rich color, so it can stain clothes, and a little bit goes a long way.
This looks great. And it matches your apron too.
Yeah, exactly.
You do like a side-by-side all
the time. Okay, so you can see here, this looks beautiful, nice and pink, and we're ready to start spreading a little bit. So we're just gonna take the spatula here. So today we're doing the vanilla bean along with the molten chocolate mini cakes. So just lightly spread it out. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You can just really roll with it. I mean, I think sometimes these things look a lot better when they're not perfect. And move on to the next one. And just for fun, I am gonna do a little bit of the darker shade just so you guys can see the difference. But it's very easy to spread, and it tastes amazing. And fun fact, beets are super rich in fiber, and they also have no fat. So when you're thinking about being healthy-ish, this is the way to do it, for sure. So we'll just do a little bit more, like I said, so that you can see the different shades that you're able to achieve by using this beet juice.
Yeah, you go from like pale cotton candy to almost like Joker red.
Right?
Very quickly.
Yeah, and it's so beautiful. And I think this color would look really great on the mini molten chocolate. Yeah, look at that. It almost looks like a cherry.
Sarah, do you do a lot of baking around the holidays?
Oh yes, absolutely. One of my personal favorites actually is the mini molten chocolate cake topped with the chocolate frosting. It's so good. So just for fun, we're gonna add a couple of these beautiful green sprinkles. I'm gonna go around the outside to kind of make it look like a holiday wreath. But like I said, no pressure. You guys can do whatever you feel is right. And this is the perfect activity for little kids too. And another natural food dye that we can use is the matcha powder. Matcha is a green tea. It has a lot of great flavor and a lot of nice, vibrant color. It does have some caffeine in it, so just be aware of that. And you want to give it a good stir so that you get out any of the little lumps and bumps. But you can see this is going to be like the perfect color for a holiday wreath. So we're just going to put a little dollop on top, spread it all around. It doesn't have to be perfect, so that we can make a free-form holiday wreath. And look at how beautiful that looks against the chocolate. It's just like, it's like a little artwork. I'm gonna grab a couple of these green sprinkles and just kind of make it my own. You can even just kind of go up on the side, like halfway, to make it a little more abstract. So once the mini cakes come out of the oven, you should let them cool for about 5 to 10 minutes before you frost. Otherwise, your frosting will melt. This way the frosting will hold and have a nice set on top. And you can, like I said, just do what you feel is right. You can do different colored sprinkles, you can add different decorations to these, and it's just a perfect little mini cake for making a nice dessert table for the holidays. So the actual baking cups are biodegradable and unbleached, which goes with our whole theme here today of the natural food dyes. And once everything's decorated and finished to your liking, you can just simply remove them from the cup. You can add fruit, you can add cheese, you can add just whatever you like to go along with your desserts. So we are going to move into the holiday cookie decorating. And today we're going to use actually a royal icing. So royal icing is very simple to make. It's powdered sugar, meringue powder, and a little bit of water. And the reason that we use this for decorating cookies is because it sets up nicely and it allows you to do some fun, different types of decorations. So the first step we're gonna do is actually outline our cookies. So right now I'm creating a little perimeter, and this will set up a little bit and it'll allow us to flood the center of the cookie. So flooding is simply a technique that allows you to get a lot of icing in the center so that you can decorate it as you see fit. But having this perimeter will keep all the icing from kind of running away from you. So we're gonna do that on all of these cookies first and allow it to set for a few minutes. And for the perimeter, you're gonna wanna use a little bit of a thicker icing because it holds up a little bit better. And then when you do the flooding, you wanna use a little bit of a thinner icing. And what's really great about this royal icing is that it works well with a variety of different recipes, cookie recipes. So whether you use gingerbread or what we're using today, the sugar cookie, this royal icing is perfect for any of those. So now that we have the perimeter set, we're gonna let those go for a moment, and we're gonna move over here and make our natural food dye royal icing. We have about a cup of the royal icing here, and again, just gingerly add in a little bit because a little bit really does go a long way. And you can see how beautiful this looks. Okay, so that one looks great. Next, we're gonna move over to the natural matcha dye. So again, matcha is just a tea. It gives a beautiful color. You don't need a lot. You wanna make sure you give it a good stir. You don't want any lumps or bumps. You want it to be nice and smooth so that when it sets up and it levels, it's nice and even on your cookie. So this is looking really great. So for the piping bag, you can just grab a little plastic container like this, fold it over the sides, and start entering in the royal icing. Mini little spatula makes it nice and easy, and you can see the beautiful color, and it pours just right in. So then what you're gonna wanna do is peel the sides up. Oh, not like that. Peel the sides up carefully. Make sure it kind of gets down into the bag. Give it a little twist and then fold over and add a rubber band. So this will help prevent anything from kind of leaking out of the back on you. Same thing here. Next, we're gonna grab our white royal icing. And this one has a little bit of a bigger tip, and that's so that we can do the flooding. Spreading it out. You just want to spread it out nice and even. And you can see that one of the things that's really great about royal icing is that it just kind of self-levels. So it'll look really nice and beautiful once it's all set. And it does kind of happen fast, so you want to work a little bit quickly. And I'm using a little toothpick because it can really help you get into more of the little nooks and crannies and the more intricate parts of the cookie design. So this one's perfect, and we're just gonna go through and do the rest. And I'm gonna grab a new toothpick for each one, just because it'll keep any of those little hard pieces that dry from getting inside of your cookie. Okay, now for the creative part, we get to use our beautiful colored, naturally colored royal icing. So let's see here. I'm just kind of going to make these a little bit more abstract, and I'm going to do it rather quickly because, like I said, this sets up pretty fast. And what this technique is actually called is wet on wet. So wet on wet is when you use the wet royal icing and put it on top of already wet royal icing. You can let it dry, which is a wet on dry technique. But because we're going with this abstract patterns, we're going to use the wet on wet. And you can see how fun that looks. So we're just going to keep decorating here. I'm going to go into a little bit of a circular pattern. And again, just take a toothpick and kind of have some fun with it.
What is your favorite cookie shape for the holidays?
My favorite cookie shape is the star. I think it's just so cute, and you can't go wrong with having that crispy edge all the way around. Okay guys, and as a final step, one of the things you can do is take this beautiful white sugar and just give your cookie a gentle dip, and you'll see it gives it almost a beautiful snow effect. So once it sets up just a little bit, again, just a gentle dab, and you can see how beautiful that looks. So as a final step, we're gonna take our mini cakes and our holiday cookies and get everything set up on a platter. And you can kind of mix and match and really make it your own. Just have fun with it. Again, it's not about being perfect. It's just about being together in the kitchen. There we go. All right. Okay. Woosah.